I'm Big Al. Welcome to Dynoflash videos. Having gone 975 3 times with the car, running consistently with the all-wheel drive suspension. We're going to experiment and try some more things because you know what? Just going fast is not good enough. I want to go faster than I went before. So right now, we're playing with turbos. That's what's going on right here. Now here's the old turbo that we've been running. Very interesting design. This is a billet 7-blade turbo with a 65mm back housing, custom. Now this turbo right here is a all-wheel drive spec billet 67mm turbo. This one's 66, 67. You notice this design of this blade, it kind of comes in over here and then it goes out at the end. This one kind of goes out and then it cuts in. So it remains to be seen which wheel is better. What I'm going to say is that we're not going to make any opinion until we test it. That's what high performance is all about. Testing, research, development, trial and error. You know, baby steps. We also have some new pistons and some other things that I'm going to be trying out shortly, but we're going to start with one step at a time. We're going to change the turbo. We're going to see if we make more power. What I'm looking to see is about 50 to 70 horsepower more. That's my theory. But when you have a theory, you have to test it. That's what we're going to do. We're going to test it on the dyno. Hard at work. We're getting ready to pop this new turbo in the car, and we're going to test it on the dyno ASAP. Well, we got it running. Hard work. Determination, man. I'm not stopping until I find the power. Here we are. It's working. Our goals for today are 840 horsepower. If this turbo don't make 840, then we're going with the GT42. Let's see how the testing goes. There's no denying the excitement that comes in testing a high horsepower Evo on the dyno. I gotta tell you, no matter how many times I've done it, it's still a lot of fun, man. My heart's beating right now. I'm getting ready. We're gonna uncork this new all-wheel drive Motorsports 1000R turbo, man. We're gonna see if it's got the same gusto that their suspension has. The suspension worked, man. So it's a lot of fun, man. When you got that kind of power on the dyno, it's kind of wild. It's out of control. Unless you've driven it on the dyno, you don't know what I'm talking about. Driving on the street is even more fun. But anyway, let's do a couple of passes and get a baseline, and then we'll turn up the wick on this sucker and see what kind of power it makes. Alright, initial testing. A couple of base pulls on here. Showing the before turbo to the after turbo with no correction, so that we compare it without any adjustment for temperature. We're seeing some big pickups up here. We did have some wheel spin on the first full boost pass, so what we're going to do is do another pull, try to keep the wheels from spinning. Okay, that wheel spin is being a bit persistent, but we see that we're making good power, almost 800. We went up to 600 torque. We do have some issues in the upper RPM. We have to do a little tuning, carry the horsepower out up on top. We're headed in a good direction. Hopefully we get the tires to bite a little bit. We're seeing here the spool up on the turbo is not really that much different than before, so that's a good thing. Same spool up with more power is definitely a winning combination. So we're heading in a good direction. We got a little bit of work to do. Still have the tire spinning problem, but we're up to 807 horsepower and 603 torque. So we're headed in a good direction. We just got to keep tuning and working on it. Okay, final results of testing. Some important factors here. Number one, we have not lost any spool up. Number two, picking up a lot of power here on the top end. Significant improvement in torque and horsepower. Significant. Up at just below 8,000 RPM. Over here we're looking at about 80 horsepower over here. One thing to note, I believe that I'm having valve spring floating. So I'm going to pull the valve springs out and check out the stiffness on them. We're losing some, having some valve spring float on the top end. Running a lot of boost with this little turbo, so we do have the potential for valve spring flow. The valve springs aren't stiff. So back to the drawing board. We're going to change the valve springs and then see how the car pulls. Hopefully it'll pull a little higher on the top end. Research, development, testing, it all takes a lot of effort and energy. This is what it's all about. If you want to go fast, you have to work on the combination and keep going back to the drawing board, and you have to test your theories to see what works and what doesn't work. I've had this car now for 7 years and I'm still testing.